Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crypto Insider channel. I am the Crypto Insider, back with another cryptocurrency video for you today. I hope everyone is safe and sound, sheltering in place, abiding by your local officials' instructions on how to deal with COVID-19. Of course, it dominating the news cycles and conversation, shutting down cities here in the U.S. and locking down some countries. If you're in Italy, the U.K. starting to step up their response, I believe. We have a lot of viewers from the U.K., so we hope you guys are safe there and doing everything in your power to avoid contracting this virus. We have a few stories today. One is in regards to the Binance CEO saying why Bitcoin crashed or did not crash. So we're going to go into that. We have an XRP price prediction of, I think, 20 cents, although I think it's a bit outdated. We'll talk about it anyways because it's going to feed into some of the other things I'd like to talk about today. But before we get into all that, on the screen before you, you will see confirmation that we donated 1 XRP to @GoodXRP, and we donate every day to @GoodXRP. We send a little bit of XRP for each subscriber, so the more subscribers we get, the more we send to @GoodXRP. So, you know, even if you don't like my videos, or you hate the sound of my voice, or you think I'm a complete moron, if you subscribe to the channel, we will still donate on your behalf to @GoodXRP. They'll take it, break it down, send it off to these 9 charities. There's clean water funds, but you can go to this tweet and see, here's a dog rescue, company of dogs, preventing child abuse and neglect in San Diego. St. Jude's is on there. All kinds of good things that we help in their mission as much as we can. And that's something we've pretty much always done here at the channel. I think I started doing that about a month after I started my YouTube channel. So it's really helped us get subscribers, and it has helped these charities on their mission. Also, before we get into prices and, you know, talk about investments and things we're going to talk about, I am not a financial advisor, certified financial planner, tax accountant, stockbroker. I don't have any products to sell you, any investment products, really any products. We don't do anything here, do we? No, it's still true. We don't have beer koozies or placemats or guitar picks or any sort of swag that we can sell you. No t-shirts, nothing like that. I did start a Patreon, but there's no content there. It's more of a placeholder, just so no one takes the name. It's out there, and sometimes I have issues with YouTube. You know, it's really, their algorithms are really, wow, just it blows my mind what they will consider to be not suitable for their advertisers and what they will. And it can be as simple as changing the word link to chain link. And they don't tell you why a video is not suitable to their advertisers. They will just unmonetize it and say, this isn't suitable for our advertisers. So you have to go through all the pains of heaven and hell. Is it the thumbnail pic? Is it the title? Is it the description? Is it the tags? They won't tell you. So it's not a lot of fun. We did monetize our channel, so I know you guys have been seeing some ads. But really, we just looking at the analytics and stuff in YouTube, we really haven't made anywhere near the amount of money that we've donated, even to at GoodXRP. So, you know, we'll recoup some of it. And we'll probably donate some of it if it ever does become a meaningful amount of money. We'll probably donate that as well. You know, this is my hobby. It's not, I'm not trying to be some big time YouTuber, you know, and going full-time YouTube. I have so many different irons in the fire that it's really not something that's needed. Anyways, tangents. I'm off on tangents today. I'm sorry. Let's get into this price stuff. Not huge price swings in most of the top 10 cryptos overnight. Nothing higher than 3% with EOS down here. We had some positive movement in the last hour on most of the coins, but still down for XRP, one of our favorite coins here at the channel, down 0.56 in the past 24 hours. We're going to continue to follow Bitcoin. The dominance is almost up to 66%. The action of XRP is interesting over this time. As you can see, it does follow Bitcoin still, as does Ethereum, as does a lot of the alts, and these charts on the right, these weekly charts, will even become more tied or more in line with Bitcoin as that number goes up. We're hoping it will fall at some point. I personally would like to see an alt season kick off and the alts stand on their own 2 feet, so to speak. I don't know when that will be, but it's going to happen as people want better tech than what Bitcoin has to offer, in my opinion. This HT token up 4%. We're just going to go down through and look to see if there are any large outliers now. Our H bar is down 2.75%. Again, these aren't big price swings. When you're talking about 2.75% of whatever H bar was at, 3.9 cents or something like that, 3.7 cents, 3%, is not a huge swing. We're talking about fractions of a penny. But the market is still, and what we're going to get into with this Bitcoin article is still responding to the coronavirus. All the markets are. People are hoarding cash and buying toilet paper, and all kinds of things are going on. Crypto's probably at the back of their mind. But as this drags on, money will start coming back into both the traditional market and these coins. And when that happens, I don't know if Bitcoin's going to lead the charge or if the alts are going to start and carry Bitcoin along with it, whatever. Doesn't matter. It will happen. And hopefully everybody has used this opportunity to buy a little bit of their favorite coin if they were thinking about doing that anyway. Again, not investment advice, but I just haven't seen prices as low as they've been for a long time. So I know that I bought. I'll just say that. I know that I bought some crypto. We have some green and some red indicators here in the Ripple technical analysis page from Coinalyze. Simple moving average, exponential moving average. All these moving averages, these turn very quickly. So if you use this page or go to this page, there's also some charting options. You can drill down even further. But if you use this page, you can see these things start to change just about as fast as you can refresh the screen. These oscillators and indicators are just very quick snapshots in time. But they can indicate, when all this turns green, when everything turns green and there's a lot of overboughts, that's always good news for the price action of something. All right, so the first article comes from Cointelegraph by William Suberg. Bitcoin price did not crash 60% due to coronavirus, says Binance CEO. And we'll read part of this. The coronavirus pandemic was just the spark that ignited the global economic meltdown, not its cause, the CEO of Binance says. In a blog post on March 20, Changpeng Zhao, I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, known as CZ in cryptocurrency circles, argued that coronavirus had shown the world's economy is far too weak. The economy should be stronger, and I think a lot of us here in the USA have that sense, right? We're doing a lot of quantitative easing. We were doing a lot of quantitative easing and trying to help the the financial industry mainly, and we were also uh, trying to put downward pressure on the Fed's interest rates to spark more economic activity. Trump was a big tax break supporter. One of the first things he did was giving corporations, I think, a 14% tax reduction. So a lot of um, a lot of business friendly actions have taken place. I don't know if Trump's gotten everything he wanted. I doubt that. I don't think Trump can ever get everything he wants, but uh, he's definitely trying to keep all the plates spinning. We'll see how long this coronavirus thing can go on and what's going to happen with the markets as it does. After a historic daily fall last week in line with stock indexes, this week saw a startling recovery, which at one point neared 90%. Since then, the Bitcoin US dollar pair has cooled, trading down around 7% in the past 24 hours. Unlike the legacy system, however, Bitcoin is not broken, says Zhao. At some point, investors will stop hoarding cash, a practice that has strengthened the dollar during coronavirus, and instead begin broadening their portfolios again. Among the destinations for wealth will be Bitcoin. Have people bought more Bitcoin yet? No, in most cases. Most of them are still panicking over toilet paper, Zhao continued. Okay, investors probably are liquidating a lot of investments and hoarding cash. You know, there's a lot of apocalyptic type buying. Anytime we see something, here in the U.S., gun and ammo sales are through the roof. Toilet paper is a big one. Canned goods, I'm sure. People are still in panic mode, and that's where they're putting their fiat right now. But, this space is a magnet for conspiracy theories and, people, anybody can get on Twitter, make a crypto account, and start blasting out predictions and scenarios that just have no viability or no basis in reality. And usually they put stories out like that in a means to an end to influence people. They're Twitter influencers. I usually don't tweet that much. Actually, I'm not a big tweeter, but I see people saying that there's going to be a blackout of internet and electricity, and then the U.S. government's going to adopt XRP over its own fiat currency. And when the power comes back on, our XRP is going to go through the roof, and we're all going to be billionaires. And that's just insanity. It's ridiculous, and the people saying it know that it's ridiculous. Listen, there are a lot of smart people in the Fed and at the high ends of traditional banking and traditional financing. If you think they're just happy to sit back and watch their wealth drip away and go into some other market or technology, you are mistaken. They have the ears, they have the lobbyists, they have the lawmakers, they have everything. So, if that's the case, then how does a crypto revolution happen? Well, like any revolution, in my opinion, the only way you're going to see a crypto revolution is if some of the things come true. Again, as we're quantitatively easing and negative interest rates, if we get into a point of hyperinflation where your dollar, when we see hyperinflation, and you look at places like Venezuela, or places where really bad hyperinflation has occurred, it results in things like if you're a worker, you'll get paid in the morning, and then you'll get paid again in the afternoon because the dollars they paid you in the morning is worthless by the time the afternoon rolls around. So, if we get into a scenario like that where people to transfer around value and transfer around wealth, I think crypto is a logical choice for it. Obviously, there's not even silver in your coins anymore. They are worthless. They've been worthless since 1964 or whatever. The cotton based dollar is really worthless. I mean, it's only worthwhile in good times, when you can use it to change value, but you can't eat it. And at the end of the day, if everything collapses, food's going to be way more valuable than cryptocurrency. It's going to be way more valuable than um, any fiat currencies. But the people, like I said, in traditional banking, are smart and protective of their wealth, of their technology, and of their assets. And until everybody just kind of agrees in concert that there should be a crypto revolution, it's going to be something that trickles in. It's not going to be something where the lights go off and then they turn everything back on and bam, we're now in a crypto market and the U.S. government's adopted this coin or that coin as the new standard. That's really unlikely in my opinion. But you know, anybody can say anything on Twitter. I had a meeting because again, I am somebody who has worked in the fintech space for a long time, but I had a meeting with management yesterday and I was talking about some of the stuff. We're monitoring all of our centers around the country. I think we have 187 or something like that for people that have the coronavirus, and each one has a different response. And we've assigned them all emergency level numbers, and level 2 means this, level 3 means that. Some of them are shut down completely. A lot of people are working from home, so we've got significant pressure on our VPN and stuff like that. But I was asking management, are we going to see, have we had any problems just with general communication with our clients? And no, not yet. We haven't seen anything like that. I didn't expect that we would. And I also asked them, as the economy shrinks and as the stock market tanks, are you guys anticipating any sort of layoffs or workforce reduction? And as of yesterday, they said no, it's exactly the opposite. Because remember, we're in fintech and I only support big banks. If you've heard the name of a bank, it's a big bank. I've done something with it. I've tinkered with it. I've been in there doing something. Um, so pick any of them, or even any brokerage and some insurance companies as well. Um, but what they told me was, as the brick and mortar branches of these FIs close, and now tellers are no longer an option, they expect to see a lot more usage on the web-based interfaces, the mobile apps, and the IVR. IVR being integrated voice response, also called VRU, the telephone banking, basically, where people call in and get their balances and do things like that. And as the volume increases, they believe that these financial institutions will want more development, more features than maybe they wanted in the past. So they see that there may be a shifting around of some development work in some projects to manage. But they think the focus will still be there, and some things will get prioritized that maybe weren't a priority before. But they expect there to actually be new business with what we do with this coronavirus. So we'll see. That can all change, and that's, even my management is not executive level management. They would be considered upper middle management, with people above them. So as it filters down, if I find out anything more or stronger than that, I might change my opinion or change my mind. Again, you have to adapt to the information you're given, but right now, certainly no one is anticipating that the traditional banking system is just going to close. That has not made it to me on any level. So here's an XRP price prediction from somebody at you today. Dinesh Sherchuk. I think I've covered articles by him before. But he was predicting that the market would come back and we would be at 17, 18, anywhere up to 20 cents. In this case, XRP is about to settle in a sideways trend for the next few days to consolidate efforts for the continued bullish trend. And he's going off of Bollinger Bands for that. Remember, Bollinger Bands are a major, usually of utility, but you can sort of, if you understand them, you can sort of make generalized predictions. In this case, traders can expect XRP to trade between 17 and 18 cents. All right, so on the daily chart, the picture is more positive. The level of buying trading volume is absorbing the selling volume of the recent dump. At the moment, XRP is forming a triangle pattern with a 20-cent level. If buyers can remain above 18 cents, it will reach said resistance level by mid-April. XRP is trading at 0.1676 at press time. So, here's what I'm going to say. We're actually down from that. We are not at 0.1676. We're a penny less than that. 0.15750. But we've got some overboughts coming. Yeah, where indicators are turning green since I started bloviating on. The next thing I'm looking forward to is the programmatic escrow release of 1 billion XRP that's coming up. We know it's coming up. It comes up every month. If Ripple doesn't absorb that, in other words, if Ripple has decided that they need some cash, I don't know what their burn rate is for their series funding, but if they've decided that they need some cash due to this coronavirus and they dump on the exchange any significant number of XRPs, then we could see some more downward pressure on the price. So, if you have a big stock of fiat and you're buying XRP right now, I would say watch the price indicators. This is what I do if I had a big stock of money and I was buying it. Watch your price indicators. As the price drops, set your buys, tiered buy orders as it drops. But do not spend all of your fiat on XRP before this escrow release happens and before we see what Ripple does with it. I don't know if they need the cash to pay employees or whatever. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I haven't looked at their financial picture. But if there's any time where I could see them selling their escrow release for fiat, it would be during this coronavirus problem. So if that happens and it puts downward pressure on the price, you might see another quick blip of a buying opportunity come. And that escrow release generally happens at the end of the month. So I'm interested to see what happens then, as I'm sure many of you are. In any case, that's it for me today. I hope I can clarify things or at least bloviate on things and get you guys thinking about what could happen, what might happen. There's my music. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. We will continue making videos and pop up some for you to click on and continue your crypto insider journey. I will see you tomorrow. Well, I won't see you, but I'll put out another video probably.